Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It's the day after Labor Day, which means we're in the fall, referring to either autumn or of democracy. Either way, the colors are spectacular. Traditionally, Labor Day is also when campaign season kicks into full gear. That's right. The last 2 years of watching Trump campaign have just been an appetizer. Or as they say in France, an amuse-douche. A little something from the chef. Time delay. We're exactly 9 weeks from Election Day, and things are looking up for Kamala Harris. In the latest USA Today Suffolk University Nerds Gummy Clusters poll, nationally, Harris leads Trump 48% to 43%. Wow. That's good. 48%. That really restores my faith in almost half of humanity. Harris is particularly popular with women, while Trump is ahead among men, leading some to call this the boys versus girls election. And remember, many Trump voters are not vaccinated against cooties. Circle.cootie shop. Now, just because she leads nationally doesn't mean Harris has got this one in the bag, thanks to the Electoral College. It's a flawed system, the founding fathers in slavery. And because of the Electoral College, the election could come down to just 7 states. Yes, it's going to come down to Michigan, Wisconsin, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, polls out there in the battleground states are even closer than they are nationally. One reporter describes the 7-state race as the equivalent of a knife fight in a phone booth. Wow, see, a knife fight in a phone booth is notoriously difficult because it involves close quarters and finding a phone booth. There aren't any. These days, Superman has to change in the Jamba Juice. Harris is getting a lot of endorsements, most of them real. But in Philadelphia, a counterfeit political ad has popped up showing her in football gear with the caption, "Official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles." Obviously a fake. Everyone knows the official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles is a vomit-stained Honda Civic floor mat. Love you, Philly. With Harris's momentum dominating the news, Trump is desperate to get attention, which he did last week by flagrantly violating the law at Arlington National Cemetery. Wow. I gotta say, that cannot be the way his campaign folks wanted to change the narrative. Sir, we need to get you back in the spotlight. What about a crime? Any other ideas? We could do a crime. No, sir. Fine, let's visit a cemetery full of our nation's war heroes. Oh, that's a great idea. And commit a crime. Crimety, crime. I love the crime. I love crime. I love it. Here's what happened. Last Monday, Trump visited Arlington, ostensibly to pay his respects. But he went to an area called Section 60, where recent honored war dead are buried, and where specifically federal law prohibits political campaign or election-related activities, including photography. Despite it being illegal, Trump brought his campaign photographer, and Trump surrogates shared those illegal photographs on social media. Now, in Trump's defense, he was respectful in the Arlington Cemetery pictures, offering his most solemn big ol' thumbs up. Now, if that photo looks bad to you, it gets worse, because before the picture was taken, according to the U.S. Army, a cemetery official tried to stop Trump's group from filming and photographing, so Trump's campaign team verbally abused and pushed her. Pushing an Arlington Cemetery worker is one of the least presidential things you can do, tied with giving a bald eagle a wedgie at Gettysburg. The official filed an incident report with the military authorities, so Trump's campaign goons then went on the attack, accusing her of having a mental health episode. She wasn't having a mental health episode. She was probably just terrified because she was in a cemetery and saw a walking corpse. Now, give me your brains. I love your delicious brains. In response to the incident, the Army took the extremely rare step of officially rebuking the Trump campaign. An official rebuke? Some say that's better than the Medal of Honor. Wow. One of the highest rebukes you can get, apparently. Most people are only given a single buke. But I got rebuked. Says a lot. It says a lot. Trump's campaign wouldn't leave bad enough alone. One of his top advisors retweeted the illegal cemetery footage with the caption, "Reposting this, hoping to trigger the hacks at Secretary of the Army." Not sure you want to pick that fight. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? You and what army? Oh, the Army? Okay, never mind. Trump held a rally in Johnstown, Pennsylvania this weekend, where he took some time off from desecrating hallowed ground to desecrate the English language.
They are moving people into our country at numbers that nobody's ever seen. And those countries are becoming safe countries. And wait till you see what's going to happen. You know, they're just getting acclimated. You know what that means?
No. No, I don't know what that means, because that's not a word. What do you think that means?
Acclimated. They're getting used to a society that really goes too far.
Oh, acclimated. I understand. I think that's when you get acclimated to Trump being demented. It's acclimated. Trump. Back, baby. Trump also defended himself from accusations that he's always rambling.
You know, I do the weave. You know what the weave is? I'll talk about like 9 different things, and they all come back brilliantly together. And it's like, and friends of mine that are like English professors, they say, it's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen.
They do this, I do this. You see, I do this, the words do this, and then they do that. And then sometimes that, and like that. It's the most brilliant thing. And then these English professors, then they stand up on the desk and they say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And at first, me and Ethan Hawke are kind of rebels. We don't want to do the reading, but in the end, we really like Robin Williams. We miss you, Mork. Nanu, Nanu, Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Morning Vietnam, Night at the Museum, Aladdin, acclimated, and we're back. It's the weave. It's the weave. Like this, like that, and we weave. There you go. Trump's rambly campaign got a little gift while we were off, because right after the DNC, RFK Jr. suspended his presidential campaign and endorsed the former president, which means this Thanksgiving, your crazy uncle and your racist uncle will have plenty to bond over. This could be good for Trump. He's been accused of being weird, but now he's got the endorsement of the very normal Bobby Jr., who has spent the past year bragging about his freezer full of roadkill meat, training ravens, suggesting COVID was designed to spare Jewish and Chinese people, denying that he ate a dog, admitting he dumped a dead bear in Central Park, and announcing that a worm got into his brain and ate a portion of it. Now you might say, Steve, that's a lot of weird stuff with dead animals. And I would say, here's another one. Because we just learned Kennedy once sawed the head off a whale and drove it home. Reminds me of the opening line of Moby Dick. What the What? This whalehead story is from a newly unearthed interview with RFK Jr.'s daughter, Kik Kennedy, in which she describes a family vacation to Hyannisport, where after learning that a whale had washed ashore, her dad excitedly bounded down to the beach, chainsaw in hand, and decapitated it then and there before strapping the beast's head to the family minivan with a bungee cord so he could study it at home later. Not a great sign when the least unhinged part of a sentence is excitedly bounded down to the beach, chainsaw in hand. Kennedy's daughter explained that her father strapped the whale noggin to the top of his car and tootled it home up the street. Right? Wrong. It stayed up there for the 5-hour journey from the Cape to Mount Kisco, New York. Explains the bumper sticker on Bobby Jr.'s fender. If this van's a rockin', it's because I didn't use enough bungee cords to secure the severed whale's head. Now, for some reason, the windows of the car for this 5-hour trip were not rolled up. Maybe the bungee cords got in the way. That proved to be a challenge because, as his daughter explained, every time we accelerated on the highway, whale juice would pour into the windows of the car. First of all, whale juice? There's another word for that. It's called blood. You never hear a doctor end a physical by saying, all right, let's head down to the lab so I can draw some man juice. Get you de-juiced. To protect themselves from the skull runoff, Kennedy's daughter explained, we all had plastic bags over our heads with mouth holes cut out. Okay, that sounds weird, but it is the best way to make sure that the rotting whale juice only goes in your mouth. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. When we come back, science. Stick around.